All right, what is going on, guys? Lightning Thunderbolt here. First, I would just like to apologize. It has been over a month since I've uploaded. I just want to tell you I missed you guys, and I am so sorry that it's been a while since I've uploaded, but just letting you all know I'm doing just fine. I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Very excited for you guys to see what's coming up, but expect quite a few uploads here. We've got a lot of exciting content for you guys, but man, a lot has happened in the last few months, right? So as you can see, what's happening here, we today, because we need to talk about this, need to add in my 2 cents. It's pretty much everything's been said about it already, but we are actually going to be analyzing the Sonic Frontiers announced trailer. Yes, Sonic Frontiers was officially announced at the Game Awards, as well as the Sonic Movie 2 trailer. Not going to be showing that on my channel, but definitely go look that up and check it out if you haven't already. Gotta say, spoiler warning here: Idris Elba absolutely dominated as Knuckles. Like he did so good at the voice. Like I am incredibly excited to see where it's going. And admittedly, Ben Schwartz is really hitting his element with the Sonic voice as well. But yeah, Idris Elba absolutely he was amazing as Knuckles. So that was I'm really excited to see that. There's a lot more video game references to that one, so definitely excited to see what's happening with the movie. But anyway, we need to talk about this trailer here because the rumors were true about it being called Sonic Frontiers instead of Sonic Rangers. It's definitely a good choice. I'm glad that Sonic Team went with that. Now, there have been a couple of leaks that we also need to talk about as well. Not really going to get into them because I don't want to talk about anything unless it's confirmed, but some of this information is seeming relatively interesting. I guess overall I'm neutral on this right now, but this was also presented at the Game Awards, so if you haven't seen it already, I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer for you guys, and then we're going to go ahead and analyze it, and then we're going to talk about, I guess, my initial reactions, because I watched this with a bunch of my friends in our Spectrum server on Discord, and then we're going to, I guess, talk about what's coming up and everything. So let's give this a watch because I've already seen it, but for those who haven't, here it is.
Over here. It's too dangerous.
All right, guys. So there you go. So anyway, this is a little bit to process here. They're still just, I guess to quote Premi, they're dropping breadcrumbs. They're not giving us much. So like I guess like my initial thoughts are like I'm a little bit worried, mainly because they're still not showing gameplay, but they did give us like an in-engine panoramic. So if these are the environments, that's looking pretty good. But here's the thing, like I guess we'll go like bit by bit, just talking about this. So like initially, it's like there's not much to talk about here. It's like he's just running. There's some big thing chasing him, and it's like, what even is this? Now listen very carefully here, right? Because if you guys don't know this already, this is actually very interesting because this has been confirmed. When I was first watching this with my friends, we rewatched this, and I was one of the first people who noticed this. It's a bit like too little, too late now because it's already been talked about. But listen very carefully.
Over here.
Did you hear it? The voice. Now I heard that, right? And there was of course like rumors in the leaks about like the ghost girl, right? And everyone thought it was like I think La from Night of the Werehog. But when I heard that voice, I had to like do a double take, right? I like listened to it again. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like one of the first people who noticed this to say to my friends, I'm like, guys, and we watched this right after the Game Awards. I'm like, that's Amy. I'm like, that's Amy's voice actress. So that means one of two things. Either, like my speculation was like, either Amy's just voicing the Ghost Girl, or that means Amy is the Ghost Girl. And that brings up some very interesting points for the story, right? But anyway, no sooner do I say that, the very next morning, YouTuber Callie McNally actually, I think, made like a tweet or a post that my friend Octi sent me, and she was saying the same thing. It's like, why does this voice sound like Amy? So more and more like information kept getting leaked, and it was like, it's like, yeah, I think this is Amy, and it's like the subtitles were in captions, Amy Sonic over here, and I think it says it on the Switch trailer. I think you can look that up. But yeah, no, it's like more was surfacing that like that was like Amy, and I think there was another thing. This is on the official Sonic channel that I'm watching this, by the way. On the Sonic official live stream that happened a few days ago, because this trailer is about over a week old at this point. But I think on the Sonic official live stream, there was a Sega representative who did in fact confirm that is Amy in the trailer. So if that's Amy's voice and she's a ghost, that implies that she's dead, right? So that's crazy. That implies that it's like a pretty deep story, right? And then you think to yourself, well, wait a minute. If it's like Sonic friends are dead and it's like a destroyed future and he has to like go back to the past, is it like Sonic CD in 3D? It's like I started to speculate like what's going on here. So that's kind of exciting. And it's like this seems pretty deep for a Sonic story, at least, or I mean, I shouldn't say that. It seems deep for a Sonic story post 2010 because we haven't been getting a lot of serious stories. But then here's some more information if you guys haven't known about this. It's actually, I think it is confirmed that Ian Flynn, writer of some of the later Archie comics and now of the IDW comics, I think it is in fact confirmed that he is writing the story for Sonic Frontiers. So, originally I'm like, okay, look, they haven't given us gameplay. We gotta take it with a grain of salt. But I'm like, wait a minute, Flynn writing, Amy like being dead, and they also were some leaks about like the Ghost Girl being somewhat affectionate towards Sonic, which that kind of makes sense for Amy. But it's like, now hold on a minute, are they doing like a Sonic Amy dynamic here? Are we actually going to see like some like good romance in the Sonic game? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'd be down for that. I mean, even though I'm like, listen, I grew up on the Archie comics, I'm a diehard Sonic Sally fan. Yeah, okay, you guys can go ahead and like cringe if for some reason, like I could get into all the reasons why just Sally is overall written better than Amy, or at least she has been for the most part. But here's the thing, just because I'm a Sonic Sally fan, that doesn't mean I'm opposed to Sonic and Amy being in a relationship in the games. The main problem with that is in all the previous games, they have made Sonic like, well, so Sonic had like a decent personality, but Amy is like she got saved once, and then she was basically a yandere personality for really the entirety of the game. So it never clicked. There was never any real chemistry because it was just annoying, and they didn't really write her as a good female character. And the fact that her moveset was kind of always and overlooked, that like subtracted from it as well. Oddly enough, in Sonic Boom of all things, that's I think where Amy started to shine more. But like then with like writers Pontak and Graff and like unfortunately Roger Craig Smith voicing Sonic, like that line like the hey look Amy twins. It's like bruh, Sonic bro, like he's not supposed to sound like that. Like it's like listen man. The other thing is like we gotta talk about like the voice actors and stuff, but like they make Sonic sound like a tool with the way he's written and the way they want Roger to voice him. Now Roger can do serious voices because I think he does like Ezio from Assassin's Creed, right? But like, why is he not doing a serious voice for Sonic then? I want to see him do a serious Sonic if he can. But anyway, I'm rambling a bit, so then let's go on to this next part here. So then you see like the spin cycle effects from like the trailer and everything, the teaser. Now this shot here makes me think that it's probably I think Marza is the company, the one that does like the usual like CGI for Sonic and everything. So that's definitely good. So anyway, now it switches to in-engine, and in the Switch trailer it said like in the CGI it was like not gameplay. It's like not real gameplay footage, and when it switched to this, it said gameplay footage not finalized. So take a look at some of these shots. It's pretty cool that this is in-engine, because these worlds do look pretty cool. Now this threw me off. Anyone else notice the problem with this? I mean, like, hey, look, this is kind of cool because we got like a Chaos Emerald, we got these interesting looking towers, we got like these ruins and everything. There's two things I noticed about like everything overall up to this point. What is this model? Do you guys see what this model is? You see a problem with this? The weird looking legs, the stumpy kind of feet, the short spines. This is just Forces Sonic. This game's a year off based on like the release date. Are you kidding me right now? If they're just gonna like no, bring back the more modern looking Sonic with the long spines. Don't give us the one with the short spines. It's a bad Sonic model. Please don't reuse the Forces model. That's bad. And like the other thing is like, okay, if they're using Hedgehog Engine 2.0, if it's the lighting engine, it's the lighting's done. So they should be able to get the gameplay done in time, right? Like it should be like solid, lengthy gameplay. But like the fact that they're using the Forces model, I'm like, please let that be a placeholder because like them using the Forces model is implying to me that I mean, yeah, game's still in development. It's like a year off, but I mean, it better not mean that we have like a half-baked move set and just half-baked, open worlds and level design. Like that's what worries me about this. And especially since, as you guys saw, no gameplay. And no, panoramic world view does not count as gameplay. Like, I'm sorry. I need to see Sonic moving around, running, doing combat and stuff. And like a lot of my friends and a lot of like the younger Sonic fans will say, "Oh, you're asking too much." No, guys. After 5 years of waiting, we are not asking too much. I was one of these Sonic fans that was saying stuff like, "Listen, you guys, listen." Like when everyone was saying, "Oh, oh 06 means the franchise is dead. Blame Izuka for bad games." It's like, no, man. It's like the franchise isn't dead. What are you talking about? When we got to Boom, that's when I started to worry and say, okay, now I don't think Izuka knows what he's doing. We had that drought. Mania was actually just a distraction for us because, yeah, it was a really good game, but it was to distract us, unfortunately, from how unfinished Forces was and how poorly thought out it was. And it's like, but anyway, going back to the Flynn thing, yeah. So I think it is in fact confirmed. Correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments, but I think it has been confirmed at this point through like news outlets that Flynn is in fact in. He's writing the story, and Pontac and Graff are out. That's great. Now the main problem with the is the voice acting now because the Sonic voice casters are returning, and that's fine. The main problem is, unfortunately, I hate to say this, it's Roger as Sonic. Either he's got to do a more serious Sonic now, because he hasn't shown that he can do that, and that worries me, or it's like we need, they haven't shown us any voice acting work yet, so I'm really hoping that they actually choose a different voice. I'm hoping they bring back Jason Griffith or something, but that's probably wishful thinking. But here's my thing. If they must bring in a new voice, why not Bryce Papenbrook, right? Like, they got him. He voiced Silver in TSR. So like that's pretty cool. Like honestly, like his work is like he's basically voiced a lot of characters in anime dubs. Like he was in what was it like Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. He was in Blue Exorcist. He was in Sword Art Online. He was in Durarara. This guy is like an A-list anime dubbing voice actor. Like this dude knows how to bring emotion to the voice of Sonic. And for a serious story like is being rumored in Sonic Frontiers, that's the kind of voice we need. Now you can say like, oh, it would just be like stereotypical, anime dubbing if he did that. But like, listen, guys, would you rather have Sonic sound like Kirito from Sword Art, or do you want him to sound like Jerry Seinfeld in real life? Because that's what you're gonna get with Roger Smith. I'm just saying. Like, listen, man, I could do a better Sonic than him. But like, my point is like, we need a serious Sonic for this. So if they must bring in a new voice actor, if they don't want to go back to the old voices, like bring in Bryce Papenbrook, man. That would I would love to see a Papenbrook Sonic. That would be freaking amazing, right? But then anyway, I guess analyzing. Oh, the other thing about this, and you're going to see more in the environments. Look carefully because like some of the other talent that's a part of this, it's like it's a good thing that Flynn's writing. Another good bit of talent we have on the team is I think the producer from Sonic Adventure, though the one who was I'm forgetting her name, but she was responsible for like the Chow AI and the Chow Gardens. So that's a good sign for an open world game. Does that mean we're going to have like interactable AI pets? Are Chow returning? That would be pretty amazing if that was the case. And then like everyone was like, oh yeah, but the director of Forces is doing it. I'm like, yeah, but he also directed like Secret Rings and Black Knight, which had good stories. Just because he was the director of Forces doesn't mean that's by like default going to be bad. What worries me is we have the Forces model, but like again, we can't be absolutely sure about the game itself until we see gameplay. I think we're going to be getting a pretty solid story here by matching up like the trailer with the leaks. And again, I don't confirm anything with the leaks, but if it's true, it's interesting information. Let's like continue with the trailer. But the other thing that I wanted to say is, again, he directed Black Knight in addition to directing Forces, the director that they say is on for this, right? Look at this environment. What does this look like? Anyone else notice this from another Sonic game? Guys, these environments look an awful lot like Titanic Plain from Sonic and the Black Knight. Take a look. You can just go ahead and analyze it. Did I see a mouse moving there? Hang on a minute. I gotta go back to that. Yeah, there was a there was a mouse. Okay, that's kind of funny actually. It's weird. Like you can, I'm trying to see like where it is. Oh wait, I just saw it. Oh, I think it was like right there. I don't think those are visual effects. I think that's a mouse moving on the screen. I gotta look again. Maybe it is visual effect. Maybe I'm just messing because it's my mouse. No, it's a mouse. It's definitely a mouse. Okay, but yeah, visuals definitely look impressive. And notice there's like platforming. There's a rail in the background, so that means there are some Sonic gimmicks in here already. It's blended pretty nice with the environments so far, and the environments do look beautiful. I'm going to give them that, especially if this is in-engine. My only hope is that, like, I'm assuming that, like, if they're using a recent engine or one that's refined, please tell me they're not going to have frame drops. I think YouTuber Twip was also talking about, like, oh, it's going to be only backwards compatible on PS5 and Xbox Series S or whatever the most recent one was. And it's like, oh, but that's bad. Sega, please. No. Listen, man. They started development when the current gen was like PS4 era and all that stuff. It's fine that's backwards compatible. Like, you're asking too much in that sense. It's like, listen, man, as long as the gameplay is fine, you don't need 4K. I mean, yeah, it could be great if they, like, upscale, but, like, look, 1080p is fine for this. All I care about is that the game runs smoothly and that it plays good. Like, graphics are not a very high-tier important thing in a Sonic game. They're kind of important in open world, but, like, judging by what we've seen so far, what matters is that the frame rate runs smoothly, not that the graphics look absolutely pristine. If some things are a bit polygonal and the textures are a bit off, I don't care. It's fine. Now, I'll admit this doesn't really look like Titanic Plain that much. This definitely does. Like, you remember the Stonehenge type, like, ruins things in like Titanic Plain? That was definitely interesting. These towers look kind of cool. Now, I'm going to say this, guys. Like, everyone's been like saying that this game, it's like, oh, Sonic's just copying Breath of the Wild. Sonic's just copying Breath of the Wild. Even Sonic fans are saying, like, yeah, it's just Breath of the Wild. Guys, like, even Premi of all people, who's like one of the biggest Sonic Adventure advocates, you guys, are you forgetting that, like, Sonic did adventure fields in, like, SA1 and 06, and, like, I mean, heck, they even had, like, there were smaller environments in Unleashed. But, like, think about this. It's like, it's big open world. These are, like, adventure fields, and it's like, oh, it's just Breath of the Wild. First off, I think it's more of a Titanic Plain influence. Yeah, if it's influenced off Breath of the Wild, sure, I can see it too, especially with the towers. There was some leak about Sonic having amnesia. That, I'll admit, is weird, and I hope they're not actually doing that. I think that was deconfirmed. But, like, it's weird because, like, Sonic fans are just like, we want adventure back. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. Then when Sega finally says, like, hey, open world game, they're like, you're copying Breath of the Wild. No, they're not. They're doing adventure fields, but on a bigger scale. This is what we want. Stop complaining. We want adventure fields, but on a massive scale. That's good. We want that. Like, this community just perplexes me sometimes. But, like, guys, appreciate this for what it is. It's like, oh, if it's getting influence from Breath of the Wild. Okay, it's getting a little influence aesthetic-wise from Breath of the Wild. Scale-wise, I guess, from Breath of the Wild, but, like, the adventure fields, Sonic did his own thing with adventure fields way before Breath of the Wild existed. It's like everyone has to, like, latch Sonic on to something successful and say, oh, he can't be successful without copying. It's like, bruh, no, just stop that. Something else that I noticed that I do want to talk about, where's that one? So notice this material on the towers here, this blue-green. I don't think it's algae. It's some kind of technology. I don't know. But, like, see on the wall right here. Notice how it's there, too. What is that? And anyway, the website is officially up, by the way, and apparently these locations are called the Starfall Islands. I don't know if that's a bridge or it's a rail. It might be a rail. Seems like there's like some technology meshed with nature. They said there's going to be 4 islands. I'm hoping that means that we have like, look, I'm liking what I see so far. I think I saw like a marsh and a forest environment. They said like deserts were in there. Please tell me there is a glacier environment and snowboarding, because like a lot of people said this before. The Lego Dimensions like Sonic pack, that was pretty cool, right? Because they had like a big explorable adventure field and like a bunch of places you could go. Imagine that, but like better graphics, better moveset, and on a larger scale. If that's what Frontiers is, that's a good idea. That's really good. Um, but anyway, and now we're talking about this next part. We also hear Amy's voice again in this next part coming up. Listen carefully.
It's too dangerous.
So she says, "Don't, it's too dangerous." I'll play it for you again.
It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous.
A lot of Edgar to Masker voice. And then confirmed, Sonic Frontiers. Here's the page. We got Sega. So platform's going to be backwards compatible on PS5 and I think Series XS. Playable like normally it's a PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And from what we're seeing, one of my friends in our Spectrum server, Conic, he did in fact look up Sonic Frontiers on Steam, and it does look like Sonic Frontiers is going to be a Steam game. So that's definitely good news. Sega, I hope you actually do that, because we don't want this to be an Epic Game Store exclusive. If I'm playing this on PC, I'm absolutely getting it from Steam. I'm not tolerating Epic, because otherwise I'm just going to play the footage on PS4. But it would be nice to stream this, so I hope they do Steam. Anyway, and now, of course, these last few frames of the trailer. And release date, holiday 2022. That's, I think, expected timing, all things considered. But, part of me is like, I'm glad they're taking their time. But then again, Forces took their time. Also, the panoramic views kind of have me worried, because the last game, I mentioned this to my guys in the server, it's like the last game they did that for was Sonic Boom. So I'm like, they just showed us the views and not really much of the gameplay for a while there. Please don't tell me this is another one of those situations. I mean, this is Sonic Team, so it's like, if I'm gonna be real with you, like, it seems like they're trying to give us what we want. I'm hoping they deliver. Like, we need a solid move set, hopefully more playable characters. But if just Sonic's movable, like playable, then fine. As long as we get like a good move set and like lots of areas to explore, a long play time, lengthy levels, and some fun game mechanics. Which there's one in a leak or two in a leak that I need to like actually talk about that we've been discussing lately. So anyway, that's actually in the next scene. I do want to mention one more thing before we go on to that. So a lot of you have probably seen some of the speculation and like news from Gamer Guide 7 Aces. A great YouTuber, you should check him out. There's a series, I think he produces something called Sonic Rebound. I need to double check what the series is called. It's been a while since I've seen it. But Sonic Riders Tournament Edition Project Lead, the real protagonist, is also an exceptional voice actor as well. And I believe he voices Robotnik in that one. So definitely check that out. Those are some cool talents. Speaking of SRTE, 1.4 drops in a few days. So definitely expect some content coming up on that. I've got a lot of my own content to upload first. But anyway, sorry for that tangent. We're rambling. But anyway, Gamer Guide, he had speculation earlier about like there were leaks about Sonic Rose, something about like there would be a romance dynamic in a game between Sonic and Amy and exploring sort of origin story stuff. Now that's pretty interesting, because he did talk about that earlier, and the way things are looking here, if the Ghost Girl is Amy and they're saying that she has some like affectionate type dynamic with Sonic, then the idea is like, especially if Flynn is writing this, because if you read any of his stuff in Archie and in IDW, he knows how to write a good story, and he's pretty good with ship/romance dynamics. So that's definitely good. So all things considered, I might be a diehard Sonic Sally fan, but in the games, if Flynn manages to write a good Sonic and Amy dynamic, like an actual good Sonic romance for like the first time ever, yes, 100%, I'm on board. I'm all for this. I'd rather Sonic games be like, action adventure oriented, anime influenced, because that's what they were initially. It felt like Sonic was growing up with us. I don't want the stories to baby us as if like little kids are the only people who play Sonic anymore, because they're not. As I said in my Sonic Colors Ultimate review, like you've got a bunch of like OG fan Sega, like 90s kids and 2000s kids who liked like the classics and adventure, and we need that adventure feel back. So come on now, don't screw this up. And yeah, just the idea that they could like actually write a good dynamic, like yeah, just action adventure, anime influenced, a touch of romance and comedy. Minimize that, please. We've had too much just light pepperings of comedy. If anything, like anime styled humor rather than like Americanized humor, so to speak. Because it's like, listen, man, the whole reason I play Sonic is so I don't have to watch like generic American sitcoms. Like, stop putting that in my Sonic game. And I think I speak for a lot of fans when I say that. I'm not trying to be like that guy, but listen, I think a lot of fans are wanting that better story because we need it. We need it in a Sonic game because that really helped. Anyway, now on to like the last few leaks regarding this last thing here that we need to talk about. But anyway, the very ending scene here. This is obviously the hype part of the trailer. This colossal sized, this just appears to be leg here, and obviously that was like what Sonic was seeing. We could barely see the face; it was kind of blurred, but there was a leak in I think there were some concepts. There was some leak about like some concepts for the game. And it's not positive if it's confirmed, but there's two interesting things we need to talk about. The first thing, of course, is the idea that well, I'll mention actually that one last. So the first thing we need to talk about is in this leak they said there was a mention of a gameplay. It was like go supersonic mode and fight like building sized titans. So it's like these guys essentially, right? Like that's just its leg. This is pretty big for a Sonic enemy. I mean, this is bigger than we've seen in a while. This is like I mean, it from the views, it's seeming taller than Perfect Chaos, so that's pretty massive. Um, but I guess what we're seeing here, it's like the idea of like the leaks, like yeah, go supersonic and fight these like Titan style monsters. In the website, it said Sonic needs to like save his friends and even himself, and there was some rumor about like his friends are like I don't know trapped within this these Titans somehow, or their consciousnesses are. I don't even know. But the thing is, like, we have to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds. I don't know if we would need to get them first, but does that mean with only a few Chaos Emeralds, we'd be able to access Super Form into short bursts and then take down these Titans? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the idea of running around an open world, going through action stages, and then if you manage to get some Chaos Emeralds, it opens up new parts of the world, and then you can fight these Titans in supersonic form. Like, imagine having control of supersonic, like before just the final boss, not just at the final boss. And that, of course, goes without saying. It should be in basic gameplay, like running around the world for fun as well. But using supersonic to take down these massive Titans and having a bunch of unique attacks, could you imagine that? Like, that would be really, really hype if that's what they're doing. But that's checking out so far. And if that's true, like if that is true, Sega, Sonic Team, you're on a roll with that one. Make that happen because I need that in my life. I need that in this Sonic game. A lot of people have been saying this game needs to be good, and I'm 100% with them there because like we need that kind of gameplay. The surface of this thing seems to be like morphing and shaping as it like look again real quick. Like, you see how that moves and changes? Like I wonder what kind of like material that's made of. Also, I do like the design of Sonic's fur here. They did a really good job on that. The textures look really good. And then the second leak that we need to talk about, like right before we move on, in the view with the crappy Forces model. Notice this here. This could just be an ancient piece of tech or an Eggman design thing. We don't know who the main villain is, if it's going to be Eggman, if it's going to be someone else. But This structure right here looks oddly in the shape of an emerald. It's kind of disjointed there. Now, there were some leaks a while back that were rumored that there was some concept art for Hypersonic, and there were rumors that Super Emeralds were going to return. Now, the fact that Azuka said, like, deconfirmed Hypersonic and said that he's not canon, which I don't buy into at all, because, like, I love Hypersonic and a lot of other fans want him to return. But the fact that this is here, it could just be an entrance to, like, the special zone. It could be the way we get Chaos Emeralds, or just a way to check how many emeralds you have or recharge on Chaos Energy. But the fact that this large emerald-like structure is here, there was a rumor like the main villain was after the Super Emeralds, and there were rumors that Hypersonic could be returning. That is not confirmed, and I say take that with the grainiest of salts because a lot of other Sonic tubers have been talking about that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Hypersonic returns, like that's huge. That's honestly like the fighting the Titans with Supersonic and then gaining access to Hypersonic for like the last boss and then as like an end game or 100% reward. Like, Sega, please, Sonic Team, please. Yes, please let that be true. We need that. I need more of that in my life because I'm telling you right now, you guys released Colors Ultimate as if that was enough to hold us over for the 30th anniversary. But then Chaos X just flexed on you guys and is like, here's the real 30th anniversary present, right? Here's Sonic Project 06 Shadow release. And we all know which one won. P06 is incredible, and I can't wait to see what Chaos X does with that. You guys have been loving the content here, and I can't wait to make more content on that when more updates for P06 drop. I'm closely following it, along with the rest of my friends as well. But Sonic Team's got to go big. This is the game. They have to do it on this game. Otherwise, their only choice is really make Sonic a free enterprise, allow the fans to profit from their creations. That's a hint for Chaos X. He should definitely be allowed to profit. Supersonic 68, amazing coder. Exortile, lead coder for SRTE, absolutely he should be allowed to profit. But yeah, just J-Man, of course, the creator of Sonic Battle R. It's like there's so many amazing, talented coders and fan creators in the Sonic franchise and in the Sonic fan base, and they should be allowed to profit from their creations if Sega's not going to do Sonic justice. So either they deliver on this game and Supersonic fighting Titans and Hypersonic being playable again, yeah, that's the way they deliver. But if they mess this game up, that's it, man. I know a lot of other fans have said that, but I'm telling you right now, this really is it for me, man. I'm late 20s, I'm a 90s kid. I gotta move on and either make my own Sonic content because I'll always be a Sonic fan. But Sega, this is your last chance to make me an official, to bring me back as an official Sega Sonic fan because I'll always be a fan of Sonic, but you guys are not doing him justice. You gotta deliver on this game because otherwise your only option at that point, business-wise, if you want Sonic to be profitable, let the fans make the official games, partner with them, let them profit from their creations, and take a cut of the profits, since you own Sonic. That would be way more profitable for you, and the fans would be way happier because we'd get the games we actually want. Win-win. And it would allow fans to keep making the creations they want. But anyway, that's my rant on that. I'm sorry, but yeah, the idea that Hypersonic could be playable in Frontiers is huge. But again, all the leaks, take them with a grain of salt, but that's pretty much the analysis of this trailer. So there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of good news with who's working on it. But once again, as you go through this, Forces model, only in-engine views. It looks beautiful. Graphics are great, but no gameplay. This is not gameplay. We need to see gameplay. Now, two things I'm going to predict here. One, we got the teaser in June with the Sonic Central. We got in December with the Game Awards the announced trailer. That likely means if they're on pace and it's going to come out holiday 2022, unless they do something crazy and they actually start getting more done or having enough that they are comfortable showing. Because again, it's about being comfortable. But just show us gameplay. You obviously have gameplay. Show us, man. It's just annoying, right? Because at this point, it's I think June of 2022, I'm calling it right now, that's when we're going to get the gameplay reveal. They have to show us then. If they don't have gameplay by then, there's reason to be concerned. There's reason to think this game is probably going to flop, but let's hope that's not the case because it's too early to tell. We can't say either way at this point, so hope for gameplay on schedule June 2022, and then hopefully we get a lot more content once gameplay has been revealed and maybe some more story hints. But yeah, that's the first thing. And the second thing, especially since the director worked on both Black Knight and Secret Rings, I'm still standing by what I said, and I don't think many others have said this, but I'm still going to say that this is Starfall Islands. This is its own thing, but I think this is going to be, the third installment and possibly final installment to the Sonic Storybook series. I think that's what it's going to be there. This is going to be another storybook game, but it's going to be treated with as a main series game, which honestly I'm fine for. So yeah, the idea of a Sonic Amy romance, if done properly, and Amy's not a yandere and Sonic's not a tool and doesn't have the jokey attitude and voice, if Roger does a serious Sonic, then yeah, I'm all for that. If this is a good adventure, I mean, it seems grandiose with the Titans, but I mean, Forces seem pretty hyped, but they could screw it up. There's a lot of good and bad here. There's good news with who's working on it. There's bad news, the fact that we haven't seen gameplay and with the Forces model. So at this point, all we can do is just wait and hope. We would just wait and hope because it's too early to say either way. But anyway, that's about it. That's pretty much my analysis, my thoughts on this trailer. I actually thought it was pretty funny and pretty interesting how the second that we saw this, because we were watching on we were having a Discord watch party live. I was thinking about uploading that footage, but just because of the the Sonic movie trailer, I figured best to not risk it just in case. So I'll just analyze the Frontiers trailer because that's the one that everyone's interested in. I do recommend going to see the Sonic movie. I think it's coming out in April, but yeah, movie 2. That's to find a way to go see it or stream it because. I do think it's going to be worth a watch. Definitely go check out that trailer if you haven't already. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Sonic Frontiers analysis. And yeah, like I said, I think until we see gameplay, there's potential that makes it good. There are some red flags that say it's not ready yet, but they do have an entire year. And let's just hope this doesn't turn into a Balan Wonderworld situation, because I'll admit I was kind of hyped for that game, and then it came out and it's oh, everything 6 buttons do the same thing. Wow, that's bad. If they had at least changed that, I think the game would have at least been a lot more fun because you could have done some cool stuff and maybe up the speed or increase the amount of momentum you can get. But that's a whole new can of worms, right? But anyway, that's pretty much the analysis of this trailer. So I just thought it was interesting how when we had the watch party live, how I was one of the first ones that basically said, yeah, that's Amy's voice, and then it turns out to be right. That's actually pretty cool. I'm pretty hyped that I called that. So if there are other predictions that I catch when footage comes up, I'll try to upload it right away so I can get that to you guys immediately. But anyway, yeah, that's Sonic Frontiers. So take it with what you will, but until we see gameplay, we can't say either way whether it's good or bad. Already a good sign that it's on Steam, and with the talent that's working on this, safe to say they are, I think, taking it seriously. But time will tell. Until we see gameplay, we can't be sure. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned because I've got a lot more content coming this week. A lot of stuff that I think you guys are going to be excited for. We've managed to complete Sonic GT. So that's going to be uploaded very soon, along with probably soon after I upload this one. We managed to get 100% on that, so that's really good. I've actually got some music content coming up, and I actually keep an eye out on the channel around Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, because right around on the Christmas holiday, you are going to see some content for Sonic Riders Tournament Edition version 1.4, since that's dropping around Christmas too. But particularly around Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, keep an eye out because for those of you who are interested in the project that me and my team are working on, Sonic Elements, I know you guys have been like curious about the content for a little while now, so keep an eye around Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, because I'm gonna have something pretty exciting to share with you guys. Because, like I said, I've been working on a lot behind the scenes, so I think you guys are gonna be pretty hyped with what I have to show you. I am gonna say we don't have new gameplay to show yet right off the bat, but there is some exciting stuff coming, and I'm hopeful that we will have some updated gameplay relatively soon, but expect that probably next year sometime, as in like in like mid 2022 perhaps. I would estimate, but yeah, with regards to Elements, there is going to be some content on that around Christmas time, so keep an eye out because I'm really excited to share that with you guys. What I'm going to share has actually been in the works for over a year, so I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyway, I've rambled for long enough. I've taken up enough of your time. Wanted to say again, as I will be repeating in the Sonic GT video when that drops as well. We just recently hit, actually, at the time of this uploading, we recently hit, I think, 450 subscribers. Like, wow, guys, 450. Like, we're getting so close to 500. And as I said, I've got something really special planned for 500. You guys are not going to want to miss that. So yeah, like, thank you so much. I am so blessed and honored that I get to like keep doing this and keep bringing you guys the content. I'm so glad that you guys enjoy, and I've been so thankful for all like the positive feedback and everything. Um, so yeah, y'all are the best, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the content, and I'm gonna keep trying to bring you the best content I can. At this point, I will say it's like I'm pretty convinced. If no other reason for morbid curiosity, I would want to play and stream Sonic Frontiers just so we see whether or not this is the final chance that Sega has and like actually does it right. But that doesn't mean that you can rest easy, Sega. Like honestly, like you gotta make sure it's done right. So we're counting on you. Please make a good game. Invest in Sonic one more time. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for now. Looking forward to sharing a bunch of the new content with you guys. Sorry for the gap between uploads, but you guys are going to be getting a lot more content now, and I think a more steady stream in the new year. So anyway, this is Lightning Thunderbolt signing off. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the almost 500 subs. Looking forward to when we hit that landmark and sharing more content with you guys in the near future. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, until next time, keep on staying way past cool.